Hey guys, I'm coming to you today with a swap project or set of projects that I am doing. This is a one-on-one swap with Brigitte. She is Shoeprincess1 here on YouTube. And so I wanted to share my projects that I have made for her. We agreed to do embellishments inside in a box. So we were going to alter a box and then put the embellishments that we make inside of it. And we talked about doing 3 different embellishments, or 3 sets of 3 embellishments. So and then a surprise one. So I actually did a couple of extras because I was having so much fun. And you're going to see that I went with a theme. It's kind of the paper that kind of set the whole tone for that. But the first project I want to share with you all is my card that I made for her. And you'll see that most of the paper that I have used for my items is the Tilda Tiny Treasures paper stack. So this is the card. I used a couple of the die cuts that were in it and made this little flag. I think this stamp, I can't remember where it's from. I'm sorry. But I just think this is such a cute stack. But I distressed the edges of the card, and it's layered, and I also sewed these pieces together, and it's straight. It's not straight on purpose, so you can see that layer back here is actually the inside of the card peeking out. And I used some Michael's cardstock for the base of the card, and then here is some satin ribbon I just tied on the side before I stuck it down. So here's the inside. It's not finished. I'm going to write my message on it in here. But I also did stitch this piece of paper too, to kind of give it a nice effect. But there you go. There is my card. So I'm going to put that to the side. And I'm going to show you my altered box. This is a cigar box that I had purchased some time ago at a thrift store. No, at a antique store, sorry. And I'm going to have to raise my camera here so you can see the whole thing. Hopefully you don't see my messy desk, because that is messy too. So, here's my cigar box. It's not square, rectangular by any means. It's actually curved. See that? And I put some feet on it so it will stand on its own like this. It may not stand on this placemats, but it will stand up on its own. And I decorated it with the Tiny Treasure. I think this is from Tiny Treasures, this paper. But this is actually the wrapping paper that you can get. And so I had a piece that I used to Mod Podge to the cigar box. And then I went around putting some doilies on here that I had purchased from the paper bag lady. And then there's a whole bunch of blings in here. And some of these blings are from Carla, Smarty Pants Kids. And some of these are items that Vicky purchased for me in downtown LA. And I think I even have some from Malika in here. These are really pretty. These really big blings. Like right here. Some of them are earrings, but they go all the way around. And this ribbon here is from, I think it's from American Crafts. I thought it really matched the color of the paper very well. It's not red. It's kind of like rhubarb is what I want to call it. And the reason I call it that is because I had an ink pad that was in that same color family. So here's the back of the box. And you can see I continued with some of the blings on the back too, and even on the top. There aren't any on the bottom, but these are some feet. And these feet are actually from a bracelet that I took apart. You could, if you look closely, you could actually see the holes that run through the sides. But they just make the feet for the box so it could stand up. It will stand up on its own. It just, because this isn't flat, it's having a hard time. So anyway, this is my cigar box, and it started out blue, but the lid does come off, and that's where all of my embellishments are. So let me show you that. Now this lid is pretty tight, and I did wax the sides with some wax paper. But you can see I just painted that with some of the Tim Holtz Distress paint. And instead of doing that on the lid on the inside, because it's kind of hard to do that, I spray painted it with some, it's like an off-white color. I can't remember the paint color, but anyway, that's the lid of the box. And then all of my, you can see all my embellishments are down in here. So luckily enough for me, it does peek over the top, but because of the way the lid is designed, it all fits down in here. So I'm just going to remove all of my embellishments so that I can show you what I've made for her. And I hope, Bridget, that you do like them. And this video is going to be held so until she does receive her package. So there won't be any peeking. And if I do post it ahead of time, I will just put a message to not look. So she's surprised. So this is the first thing I created for Bridget. Bridget loves dies. So I went all out and used a lot of my dies for the packaging that I made for her. This is a Sizzix die from the French General line. And this is the, I don't even know what it's called, thread holder or something like that. So what I did was I cut the shape, which it makes this little folder, and I added some seam binding on the top, a little charm here. There's actually a, what do you call this thing? A little bling too right here with some scissors. I cut a piece of the paper to come as a mat here, and then I cut these little thread bobbins. And these are a paper tray ink die set that I have, and I just wound some of this thread around here that matched the color. This thread is actually from an Amy Tangerine stitch kit that I don't use very often, so I thought it would be nice to have that wrapped around. Okay, so in addition to the paper tray ink bobbins, they do have a stamp set that you probably can't see the stamping too well, but if I bring it closer, you can. I just stamped the closure on either side with different stamps. And then you open it up, and you can see these little things peeking out. And that's because they have these little attachments in here that come out. And if you have ever bought the French General by K & Company, embellishments, they came in a card just like this, and I was so happy that they released this because I really love the way that you can package things. So what I did was put some of my doohickey bows. These are the bride's bow that I had made, and some of my resin pieces are in the center here, but they're just stuck down with a glue dot, so you can peel them up and use these, Bridget. But they are on these different little things that come out, and that's what you were seeing from the other side. These are typically designed to hold threads, different colored threads. But instead of doing that, I just put my bows on there, and it's the perfect size to fit these without these getting squashed. And then this card in here isn't taped down either. You can pull it out and use it for something. I did not put a sentiment, but I did use a stamp here. You can see it says fine thread, made in London, England. And again, I used the Memento Luxe ink pad called Rhubarb. It's the color Rhubarb, to edge around this card so it stands out and you can see it a little bit better. But this is all Tilda paper, and I did the same with this little bobbin. Again, I put it, this is a paper tray ink die that I have of a little thread bobbin, and it just closes right up, and I just think the packaging is so cute. So that's the first thing I made for Bridget. The next thing I have for her, and you can see now that it's a sewing theme, is this, I'm trying to get all of this stuff, this little packaging stuff off, is this little bobbin. Yeah, it's a spool, actually, sorry. Quite a bit bigger, right? This is a spool die also from Sizzix. I forget who came up with this, but what I did was I cut it. It's a card basically, and you can fold it in half, and so I cut it in the normal manner, and then I just stuck the two halves together, because normally this is made into a card. And to keep more keep it from being more less floppy, I like having both sides. So I just stuck it together with some tape runner. And so these are the embellishments that I made from resin buttons that I created. So this is the tinted resin buttons, and they're pretty, they're not like a shiny button, they're more of a matte colored button, which I like too. And I'm trying to get that little thing out there. And then I just layered some tiny embellishments on each of the buttons, and she can, again, use these for whatever I'm just enjoying making little tiny things. So nothing you're going to see is very big, but these were a lot of fun to make. So you can see this one has a little applique, some bling, and there's a heart bling there. This one has a flower, some doily, and flowers here, and then there's another bling right there, pink. And then this one has a rolled rose, a little bow from some lace I got from Vicky, and little bling, and there's a little heart bead in there. And then I just tied a little satin bow up there and put one of the die cuts from the paper stack down. So this is just a card, a spool card that holds these resin buttons that I made. So that's another embellishment. The next ones I made are in these matchboxes. And this is a matchbox die from Tim Holtz. It has actually two size matchboxes. It has the larger size and it has this smaller size. See? And you can cut them both at the same time. And I just thought these were perfect for what I'm going to show you in here. It's to hold, and I just put staples down here like a regular matchbook would be. Did I say matchbox? This is a matchbook. You know, because the flap tucks right in here. I used some, what do you call it, tape, foam tape in here, and then just put a staple in here, just like a matchbook would be. And then put one of the, what do you call these, die cuts on the cover. So this particular matchbook has a mask. And I altered the resin mask that I made using the 10-minute resin. And this one is black lace and black feathers, and then there's a bling in the middle. And again, these are just held in place with a glue dot, so she can pull these right off and put them down on a project if she wants to use them. So that's the first one. Give you another look. The resin that I tinted is light blue, or like a teal color. And then this one has two in it. So what I did was I included one. You can see what it looks like regularly. There's two different shapes, and these are pink, obviously. And so I left one for her to play with if she likes. And these molds came from Dee Armstead, and her Facebook store, DK Crafts, has these. Well, she may not have them in stock, but if she does another order, she can order these for you. So this particular mask here, I used some perfect pearls around the eyes. This is pretty simple, this one right here, compared to the other. And then I used another applique that you saw on one of the buttons, and some pink feathers around the side, and then of course some little bling. So that is that mask. And then let me show you the last one. The last one is the narrower, and you can see the feather coming out, matchbook. And then this one actually, it came down, so let me fix this like that. The feather's kind of inhibiting it from being stuck. So this one in particular is a little different. It is blue. I put the feather in the center, and again used the perfect pearls around the top side, and then instead I put some chain. I just thought it would be neat to have something dangling from a mask. Kind of Halloween-like, but I don't really do Halloween, so that's probably the closest I'll get to it, to crafting for Halloween. Okay, so those are some more embellishments that I made. And then the final set that I made is actually these spools in the back. And let me see if I can show you. Yeah. This spool die is actually a Scorpal die, and Scorpal is the same maker of the scoreboard, right? They put out some pocket letter dies that I had purchased the bundle, and this is one of the dies. It's a thread die, bobbin die, right? You're supposed to wrap lace around it or whatever. You can give it in your pocket letters. So these fit inside the pocket letter pages. This die normally says pretties at the top and things at the bottom, but I covered it with the actual embellishment that I made, and it is a wood veneer thread spool covered with tilde paper, and then I put some embellishments on them. This one happens to have cheesecloth, this word die that says friend or bead, a little doily, and then this little pink flower with this bling on the top. And this is actually sold. This was sold at Michael's. They were on the bobby pins, and I removed the bobby pin that's just soldered down to it. So I just removed it and stuck it up here. And again, this is just on here with a glue dot. She can peel this off if she wants to use the embellishment. So that's the first one. I created 3 of them. So here's the next one. This one says buttons at the bottom of the card, and then you get this little decorative edge. It's really hard to see it, isn't it? There we go. And so this one is pretty similar to the other one. Different colors I used, and then I said for the bead I used special. And then the last one has the word pins, and that is because this one has a pin in it. This is a tilde pin, and it has this decorative edge too. So I wrapped some lace on this one, and then put the love bead at the top, and this is a little applique that I had left over. I'd cut it out and then I didn't use it on a project. So that is the 3rd embellishment that I made for her, or actually 4th, I guess. So I did do a little bit extra, but it was a lot of fun to break out all of my little dies for the packaging embellishments, and I have an extra bonus thing for her too. And I just had so much fun with this. So here is a little purse. I had gotten this from Carla. She had gotten these from AC Moore. I don't know if AC Moore still carries these because I haven't seen this one there, but AC Moore has these for like $1 typically, and I think she'd gotten these on sale. So I added this little lock charm made from resin and a little seam binding bow to the side thing, because this actually doesn't interfere with it opening. And so it's just an acetate. It's just a clear plastic case, and Brigitte can reuse this if she wants. It's a little purse, and I'm hoping Brigitte likes this because I just thought of her when I made this. So this is a charm, pretty chunky one at that, that I made for her. And it's got this toggle clasp at the top. And then I added all of these little beads and dangles. And I don't know if I can show it properly, but I used some gold chain for this instead of silver. But I did make all of these little dangles on here, so I put my beads together. Well, these were already like this. I just added the little, what do you call it, loop. These little things come from Hobby Lobby. I put this together, this little star charm here. Thought it was so cute. So I mixed the white and the blue together. And here's a bead that's a rose, and I added a bead at the top on an eye pin. And then what's really cool, I think, is this. So I had gotten these are 2 different molds that I have. One is a purse mold, and the other one is a lock mold. And the other lock that I showed you actually is on the same mold as this one here. If you look really close, these match up, the insignias. So I just thought it would be really cute to have like a purse charm or a dangle charm that has this sort of stuff on it. There's one really cute thing on here, and oh, this is so, in addition to the other things I like, it's hard for me to give this away because I think this is really cute. This could be used for a planner or for your purse or your keys or whatever. Well, not your keys, kind of long. But this charm I had gotten from Vicky, and it's a little white high heel shoe with some bling on it. Isn't that adorable? So I used one of the charms that she gave me, and then I put together the rest that are on here. There's a feather right there. So I hope you like this, Bridget. This is my bonus surprise gift to you. I hope you do like my charm. And the embellishments that I made, and I just think this little box is so adorable. What a great idea to give a gift in. And here's that other resin heart locket. Anyway, that is my project share, and I hope you enjoy it, and I will come back and talk to you later. Bye.